why are women often asked how they are, how they can balance being a CEO and a mother at the same time, especially in the corporate world? But men are rarely asked how they manage being both a CEO and a husband. So in this regard, do you think, society still hold double standards when it comes to work-life balance for men and women?
Welcome to Boldly Unfiltered, where we ask the questions most people don't want to ask. This month, like every month, we venture into the community and ask questions about taboo and sensitive topics. This month, we'll be asking about what people's perceptions are on the role of women in society and their perception of women with disabilities. So stay tuned to hear some really exciting insights. And to join the conversation, just give us your comments below and share your insights with us. We'd love to hear them. I'm your host, Alma Chopra, disability activist, motivational speaker, and life coach. So come on, let's go see what the community has to say this month.
So, sir, why are women often ask how they can balance both being a mother as well as being a CEO, especially in a corporate industry, whereas, we rarely ask men on how, they can manage such, being a father and a CEO at the same time. So do you think, society still hold double standards when it comes to work-life balance for both men and women?
Well, in my opinion, it's not about the society. It's about the relationship a mother is having with the child and a father is having with the child is more important. If there is a child, let's say 1 year or 2 year old, of course, he will be completely dependent on the mother. So he will need more time with the mother. So a female who is having a new child, 4 or 5 years even, she cannot spend whole time working in the office. So it's little bit difficult to balance her work and life balance than a man usually do. Of course, in society, there are trends, men usually work, women usually doesn't work. But this is changing a lot. But yes, the kind of relation a mother can have with a child, a father can never have. That's the reality.
I mean, it definitely does. That's a thing for sure. I think in a country like India, I cannot speak about other countries, I have no idea. But in a country like India, there is patriarchy, a lot of it. We rarely see, matriarchy. Matriarchy is only seen in Eastern India. But in overall India, we only see patriarchy. And I think that's a big issue when it comes to work-life balance and everything. So men are often not questioned.
I think people are still based on old thinking, like in the 90s and the 80s and all. So that's why they think that a woman can't be a CEO and a mother at the same time. Even though I think it should be based on the intellectual thinking and the emotional thinking of the woman, and they shouldn't be looked down upon. They should be given equal opportunities, and there shouldn't be any stereotypes or anything.
Idealistically, it should not be happening. Like when you say people ask these kind of questions, like as a woman, how are they handling things? It might be because there is certain social obligations which is put on women. So maybe because of that, these questions come into mind, because men usually have some kind of responsibility which goes like in a single flow, but women also have other responsibilities, being a parent or being other things that come often attached to a woman. So maybe because of that there is this perception. But yeah, when you say it all in all, why this happens, this might be because society views women in a certain way. It might be emerging from the fact that women did not used to do so much in tech. If we are talking about tech, there would be fewer women in tech, or there would be fewer women in whatever streams that we are talking, whatever fields we are talking about. And so because it's changing in a way, and they are coming up in a way that people are now accepting about it, maybe because of that the question arises. Not necessarily that it's like not necessarily in a demeaning sort of way to demean the value of a woman in the society, but because maybe so much of women are coming up and getting involved in all sorts of fields and an equal in an equal manner as men. So maybe because of that, this is happening.
Also, I think the society is changing now. Maybe it was a societal obligation, in the previous days, but nowadays I think people are comfortable with a working woman and a stay-at-home husband. So I think in that way, I think the society is progressing. Not, I would say, everyone, but I have seen certain people around me who are still okay, with the, let's say, with a woman CEO and the man being a stay-at-home.
Okay, personally, I feel that either be it a man or a woman, if they are a CEO, they should be equally treated. And saying the same thing, I think in a country like India, we are still facing this issue because, the woman is expected to take care of the house and, take care of the child at the same time. But now that the times are changing, I hope the country is also changing with that. And I hope that men also start taking a stance and, doing works that they think maybe they're not meant to do. That's what I think.
Great. Just one more question I have for you, sir. Women with disabilities are, often portrayed in the media or in our day-to-day life as needing help or needing, attention. So do you think that is, fair to portray them as that? Or why are we so quick to focus on their struggles rather than their capabilities and success?
Honestly, not exactly. Every person has an ability to work. They can have different abilities. We just need to find what the ability they can work on. And that's best for them to earn kind of self-respect and money for the family, for the child. But it's always good to allow them to work as per their kind of caliber. That will be really great for the society.
Great. All right. I think, do you have anything else? Great.
I feel so. Firstly, I think that may it be a disabled woman or a man, I just feel that the society doesn't look them as 100% fit to do a job, which I feel is very wrong. And we, as employees or as owners of businesses should take a step and, employ people who may need it more than others. So I feel that, me being a business owner, I should be the one taking a small responsibility towards making sure that, in my employees or my unit, there are a few people who are disabled, so that others see that and take that as an opportunity to grow strength by strength.
Great. Do you think women with disabilities are less capable of having fulfilling relationships or family?
Ma'am, I don't view them as any different, in all honesty. So I haven't really had the opportunity of being with one, but yeah, I wouldn't mind being with one. Said the same, ma'am.
Not really. Personally, I think it's empowering in whatever sense people are trying to overcome. There might be some sense of disability attached because of what the norm is. Because of the norm, the disability is just because of the norm. Like when you see that every other thing is a norm, this might come as a disability. So there might be some people might feel pressure to overcome that social dilemma. Like that social kind of viewpoint that people have, maybe. So, but I think all in all, it's always empowering if somebody tries to come up with the social fears or tries to reinvent themselves in any sort of way. So it's always empowering. I don't think that it's inspiring for others as well. Like whoever shares the same story, it's always inspiring for them. I don't think that it's in a bad light if people are doing that. So, yeah.
I don't think there's a difference between disabled people when it being a women or men. I think it's because mainly of social fears that they need to outgrow themselves only. So a certain part of society might be trying to pull them down, but if they're willing to give it hard enough, willing to give their all and just ignoring some people, I think they cannot be stopped. I think they're as good as anyone else.
Do you think they have less capabilities of having fulfilling relationships or family?
Not at all, in my opinion. I don't think the disability of a person would, hamper his social relationship in any way. But
more often it's not the disabled person who is thinking that way, it's the other people, the other way around, like the other way around, like the others who perceive them in a certain light. But I think that in no way they are disabled by their feelings. That's the core of everyone's heart, so that's not what comes into the relationship. So I think it should not affect a relationship. In a perfectly healthy relationship, this should not be of any major cause or an issue as such. So that's that.
I think okay, if someone is disabled naturally, I think we assume that they are, they need help, or the individuals who sort of need someone else's help. But I think it just depends on if someone's independent, if they're able to, do things on their own. If someone's disabled, suppose they've hurt themselves or they're not able to walk or something, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to have their own sort of strengths and weaknesses. And you need to sort of identify what you can help in. Because obviously you might need to help in someone suppose pushing around a wheelchair or someone who has a mental disability. But you also have to acknowledge that, success is you can't sort of directly relate success to a disability and view it in context of a normal human being. Because if I'm disabled and people I view me as just disabled and not, through my successes or failures, then I feel like I'm limiting myself as a person. Because you want to look at a person as the person they are, not identify them with a disability. I think that goes to men and women, but obviously women in society are sort of society, especially in a country like India, it's very patriarchal, and as much as we can say that it's improving, it's still inherently it's patriarchal as well. It's a woman, I know this is unrelated, but a woman can't go wearing something without 10 different men staring at her. So naturally women just sort of get objectified, right? So the same way when you look at success, men, especially sort of men who are not as sort of, let's just say, not more, or maybe men who don't understand certain boundaries. They don't sort of understand that success is not sort of based on gender. But again, first, even when we talk about women in sort of roles suppose the CEO, they're underpaid, obviously, right? So there are many certain factors that I feel they're obviously against women. So success as a woman should be viewed as her own success and failures. Same way I'm talking about a person with a disability. It shouldn't be identified with them as a woman, but should be identified as them as a person. And someone's success, regardless of whether they're a man or a woman, should be appreciated.
Great. Women with disabilities are less capable of having fulfilling relationships and families are something that kind of notions that we have. Do you think that is right or wrong?
Look, I think that's obviously really wrong. But it's obviously again based on Indian society, because in Indian society the woman's supposed to be the caregiver, she's supposed to get married, she's supposed to have a child, she's supposed to focus on the family sort of oriented aspect. But I think that's again with Indian society, and that's inherently patriarchal. But I feel that's an issue entirely based on men and women and their roles in society. And that sort of transcends onto women who are disabled, because a woman who's disabled in Indian society is sort of viewed as someone who isn't able to fulfill those roles of motherhood or of taking care of a family. But I think that's why it's sort of more focused towards women, because then they're viewed as sort of helpless because they can't fulfill these roles. That's the difference between men and women, because a man can get away with most things in Indian society, but a woman can't. A woman makes one mistake and is put under a microscope. And that's just generally how society here is. And I think that is an issue, obviously. It's a bigger issue.
Awesome. And is it fair to judge a woman's ability based on her physical appearance rather than her inner qualities? Especially in today's world, we tend to judge people based on one's physical appearance than the inner abilities, right? So do you think that beauty play a bigger role in determining a woman's worth, especially when many are judged more on the looks rather than their capabilities?
Well, this again depends upon the role you are working on. If it is a front-end role, of course looks matter. If it is not a front-end role, let's say you are in an analytics position, you are in accounts or something, it really doesn't matter about your physical appearance at all. Ultimately, any company, any business wants to have their works to be done on time in a most efficient way, innovative way. But yes, if it is a front-end role, basically it's not the business requirement, it is the customer requirement who you are going to deal with. So how you are going to interact with them, that matters actually.
Look, I think if you're just sort of talking about like how women with disabilities will sort of be like, let's just say like overhyped or like focused on too much, and like sort of like, you know, I can say like over supported a bit, because it's sort of like out of the ordinary, right? But I think over supporting someone and like empowering someone are two different things. If I'm just sort of going after someone constantly, you know, saying things like, so constantly supporting them, that's one thing, you know, when I'm empowering a woman who's disabled or a man who's disabled, helping them get through their day-to-day, or, you know, like suppose someone who might be a little insecure due to their disability, and you can help with that. But when you're sort of focusing on a person and sort of pushing them to a point where you're like trying to, you know, just make every unnatural positive comment or whatever, I think a person themselves sort of realize that a lot of that is superficial. So again, like I'm just again, like how I talked about, like, you know, identifying a person and sort of valuing what they have and they don't have as a success or weakness is more important. Like obviously empowering someone who's disabled and helping them not feel insecure is important, but then sort of talking about it in a way that seems unnatural and complimenting a person in a way that seems unnatural is just gonna make them like feel worse afterwards anyways. So I think the same way, like I think what you were saying, if you're saying that, you know, it's right to like talk about that, it is 100% right, because people who are disabled sort of get put under like a flash, but they get put under a microscope because obviously they're not considered ordinary by society.
Right, right.